Well, good afternoon, adventurers. Welcome back to the collective and John's Dungeon Corner. Today, I got a neat surprise for you guys. I have put out a bunch of things that are awesome for players. Remember last week we sat there and we created a character with Steve, and he created a rogue, an elf rogue. And today, as you can see in front of me, I have a lot of product, a lot of things that we can use to enhance our game. So, where to start? Miniatures of dice, miniatures of dice. Let's do miniatures first. Okay, so we've picked our character, and in the case of Steve, he had a rogue elf. Now he was a wood elf, so here we could use, and he had dual swords, so we can't really see him really well, but this is a neat little miniature that could be used. He has dual swords, bow and arrow attached to the back, fully painted. This is one of the figs that come in these boxes that you see behind me. See if I can get out the way. Here we go. Right here. They come pre-painted miniatures. Okay. So I got a bunch of them up here. Wish we could zoom in on these. We can't. But Steve, can we zoom in on these? Maybe we can zoom in on them. Maybe we can't. But there's a bunch of painted miniatures up there. Some of them are pre-painted. The front row are miniatures that were painted either by myself or someone. This is the one miniature that wasn't painted by myself. So real nice. Oh, we're going to get a second camera. Okay, so you know what? Let's talk about a couple other things then first before we get the miniatures. Let's talk about the cards. These are the cards, the class cards that we can get here at the collective for all the different classes. So this is a bard. Here's the cleric set. This is the arcane spell book used by warlocks, sorcerers, and wizards. And the neat thing about all these, let me show you. We got the cleric domains, we got the druid circles, the monk traditions, the martial powers, the ranger cards, paladin cards. I have the full set, and it's amazing because your players, instead of having to dig through the various books to sit there and find their spells, they're all in one place. Okay, so you just pull these out, open them up. So if I'm a bard, I just open them up. I go through them real quick. And let's say I wanted to cast a 0-level cantrip Blade Ward. Well, here it is right here. The whole thing. All right. So as you can see, it's got a neat little loot in the back. And then, of course, it has the name of the spell. It has the description, its duration. Everything you need to know about the spell is right here. Okay. So I'll leave these out. I'll kind of put those out there. The amount, nice, every spell. The rest of them are in here. Same thing with all the sorcerer, wizard, warlock cards. As you can see, that one's a little bit bigger than the others. Now, okay, we're almost ready, and we can talk about the dice and the miniatures, because I want you guys to be able to see these. They're a lot of fun. Oh, no, we went dark. Everything went dark. That's okay. I knew I shouldn't have sat there and cast that darkness spell. It was crazy. All right, we need a light spell. Quickly. Okay, maybe. We're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting there. Oh, I'm dark. Oh boy, now I've turned into a dark elf. Well, oh wait, there I am. Now I'm a Sylvan elf again. All right. So over here, right here on this mound, can we get this? Right here. No, maybe. Oh, we're looking at the ceiling. Okay, wait, he's still working with it.
Oh, geez.
All right, so right here. Here, I'll hold the camera, I guess. I can do that. Okay, so look at that. These are all miniatures. The front row, as you can see right in here, are all painted miniatures. They started out like these down here. This is nice because you can see things. Okay, I'm sorry. Those, I'm going to jump over to the other side. Started out like, no, that's okay. Because I can do it like these here. As you can see, that's a human female bard, an elf cleric, and down here, right there, we have a tiefling rogue. They start out just like that. A base gray. These miniatures are awesome because you don't have to primer them or anything. They just come that way. And then what we did was, now these aren't the same miniatures, but the bartender started out just like that. And there goes the barmaid, the bartender. Oh, is that what I need to do? Okay.
Trying to get, focus on the stuff.
All right. So I'm still working on this. Okay. These are all the pre-painted miniatures I was telling you about right there. You got a cleric. Well, look at that. Okay. So now I got props. There was a dwarven cleric and a druid and a warrior. And in the middle row, we have a pirate, the rogue ranger I was telling you about, couple female characters, a female sorceress, a dwarven sorceress, and a human warlock, female warlock. Okay, so with that done, I want to show y'all something really neat. Now, this that I'm showing you now, let me put the cool little thing behind it, like so. Okay, right there. That is a Dragonborn warrior that you can get. Oh, I'm too close, maybe. Let me see. There we go. In the gray. It's primered and everything. Behind it, that miniature there is actually the pre-painted miniature, same exact character. And it's amazing because he comes pre-painted in a package. You just buy him. And he's not very expensive. A lot of miniatures come pre-painted that you see that aren't. Okay. Now, let's talk about. Oh, well, look, you know what? I'm going to show off some of my miniatures that I painted. These, oh, look at that, just like that. Oh, look at that. That's perfect. These here are goblins. These are my goblin tribes that I use to entertain, antagonize, entertain my players. As you can see, okay, it's kind of wobbly. That's okay. That's my hand. They are painted. They were originally just based. They come primered, they're pre-primered. Up, there goes the camera. It's going away again. Oh, this will be a much better height. Look at this. But as you see, those were goblin war drums, goblin leaders, some shamans in that. All right. So there we go. Miniatures. Oh, and in these miniature boxes, so we have the Pathfinder battles. This one's the Darklands Rising. Okay. This one here is Darklands Rising. These come with 4 pre-printed miniatures. Some of them are huge. So you can get characters in them. You can get characters and monsters and all kinds of cool things. And then this is the D&D Icons of the Realms, Tomb of Annihilation. Same thing. It's a little. Oh, I can show it here now. Look at that.
Yeah, so there.
Okay, look at that. And they're all pre-painted. And once again, you can get all kinds of monsters. You can get characters in them. Like in fact, for those of you who know the D&D world, there's Minsk and Boo, and here's a human ranger. So you can get some really, really nice miniatures that are already pre-painted that you can use for your games. And of course, here's one of the worlds that I showed you guys 2 weeks ago. This is from Eberron, Rising from the Last War, the Eberron saga. Here go some of the monsters and some more. And this is actually a Warforged, which is one of the character races that you can get, that you can play out of Eberron. And you can pretty much play it as long as your DM allows it. Of course, here's the player's handbook. We've talked about that. My favorite dice. Now, we're going to talk about some of the paints. I'm just going to kind of toss you over here real quick. Psh, over yonder. Whoop, just like that. There we go. Kind of sideways, but let me see if I can get this just right. Okay, so right here, we have some of the various paints. In the background, I'm going to show you these. These are actually paints. These are the Army Painter basic set. It comes with 10 different paints plus a shader, or what they call a wash. Okay, it's really neat to paint your own miniatures. And these are the quick shades. And I'm not going to go into the quick shades. They're just a really neat little step that you can do to your miniature painting to make it easier. Okay, so there's that. Those are back here. And here's the neat thing. Everything I'm showing you is available right here at the Collective. So this is like your one-stop shopping. But the paints are really neat. These are the Army Paint. This is Shining Silver. These come in nice little drop. These are the Citadel colors. There's a contrast paint. Blood Angels Red. They have real cool names. The colors are really neat. And I'm not going to tell you that one paint is better than the other, because that's not true. They're pretty much all good quality paints. It's all about choice, I think. I think if I like this purple better than I like that purple, I get that purple. I'm a purple fanatic. As you can see, I have a blue and purple. We're going to talk about the dice right here in a little bit. But I love purples. And so here's the purple tone. The tones are used to kind of bring out the flesh colors in creatures, or if you have a purple character. My dark elves are usually purplish. And then I also have the layer paint, which is Genestealer purple. Now, that's a different type of purple, as you can see. It's a little bit lighter, but it's fun. And of course, here's a nice troglodyte blue. You don't have to use it just for troglodytes. A character can be blue. some of those air genocide and that kind of thing. Okay, so now we're going to get to my favorite part, dice. So right here, I have a dice tray. This is really cool. It's two pieces. There's a tower and then there's a tray, and you can just use the tray if you want. Okay. So let's say I want to roll. Let's say I don't have this part. Okay. Let's say I just have the tray. I want to roll my D20 to see if I hit. Oh, I rolled a 1. Oh my gosh. Rush, where you at? You're about to get hit. Let me see. Oh no, he's safe. That's an inside joke, but Rush is one of the players who play in the Wednesday night games. If you have time and you want to play, we had 3 Dungeon Masters here just yesterday. About 20 some odd people playing. I think there was a 20, 22, 23 of us. Okay, so if I want to roll dice, I just roll them in a tray and I roll. Okay, if I want to, if I want something even better, a little bit more random, I roll the dice in the tower and look at that, I got a 10. Let's see what I get on this one. And I roll another one and now I got a 5. Oh my gosh, wait a minute, what's going on around here? Okay, there went a 17 and a 6. All right, well, I'm doing pretty good, I guess. But anyway, so that's the dice tray and the dice tower, and these are available here at the Collective. They have different colors. I just picked purple and blue because, well, those are my favorite colors, and you can pick your favorite colors. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of clear this out a little bit. I'm just going to keep the dice tray, all right? Because a lot of people have always asked me, wow, you have a lot of dice, and I think dice are the most important. They're a lot of fun. It's something that you can personalize. There are things that you can give away as gifts to your loved ones, your friends. They come in a myriad of colors and all kinds of shapes, and they have things inside them. They come in metal. They come in acrylic. Some of the old ones used to come in plastic that you filled in yourself. So I'm going to take you on a tour of my dice. Now, everybody says, well, John, why do you always have dice, purple dice? Well, I'm going to show you why. And I'm always looking for a new bag because these are not all my purple dice. These are some of my purple dice. In that bag are approximately 292 dice of all different kinds and shapes, as you can see.
But you know what? They're all purple.
And they're all purple except for, no, I will say this. There's one set in here that is not, that my wife bought me. And these are called Brain. And they're actually white, pink, and green, if you can believe that. Crazy, right? But you know what? They're a gift from the wife, and I always appreciate my wife and all the gifts that I get. But yes, that's my purple die collection. It's not complete. I have some that I didn't bring because, well, yeah, as you can see, my tray overfloweth. All right. So let me take you. So then they say, well, wait a minute. If you have all those purple dice, suppose somebody comes over, are you going to let them use your purple dice? No, I have dice just for them. Look, and that's these dice. This is what we call our loaner bag of dice. See, all myriad of colors, yellows, oranges. These are just dice, and I have more at home. I just brought these because I threw them in the bag. And so those are the loaner dice right there. Okay, so now we have a nice stack of loaner dice. All right, well, you know what? I'm gonna push these over towards the goblets because, well, now I'm going to show you another set of dice that I use. These dice I use for the Wednesday night dungeon mastering because I never use my personal dice to dungeon master with. Just trust me, it's just not a good thing. Oh, look, more spell cards. These are cleric spell cards that I needed Wednesday night. Okay. But anyway, so these are the dice that I use to DM with on Wednesday nights. These are my DM dice. I got 6s. I got these really cool ones that I got here from Brendan. They're bone shaped. Gives a whole nother meaning to bone dice. Very cool. But these are my Wednesday dungeon mastering dice. Okay, so well, we're not done yet. Let's move these over here because now I got to make set. So I have a campaign that's going to be starting at home with about 10 players. And so I got this beautiful dice tower. And I said, you know what? With a new dice tower, my wife bought it for me for Christmas. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. It's got drawers in it. It folds out into 4. And I'm actually next week talking about that. I'm going to be here and I'm going to bring it and show the DMs how cool that is. I'm even going to tell you who made it. But so I decided I'm going to get all black dice with colors in them. So these are the dice for my at home dungeon mastering game. See, they're all black and they're all different colors. We got green and blue and of course purple. Can't live without the purple, and white and yellow. So I got them in a myriad of colors. All right. So I'm going to use this black felt, and I'm going to put it over my black dice. These are the crown and jewel of my collection. One was bought by my son and his fiance for me for Christmas, and the other ones were given to me by my other son for Father's Day. Okay. So the one set, and I'm just going to roll them both out here on top of there so you can see them really nice. These are amethyst dice. These are actual amethyst cut into dice. You've heard of these. So that's a 12-sider in amethyst. Hope it picks up real nice color. It's gorgeous. So these were cut out of amethyst. These are special ordered. I don't know where they got them, but they're beautiful. And each die is different. And then I have my metallic purple prism. And here they are. Now listen. Yep, it's metal. Very metal. Okay? Very metal. Here's a 12-sider. All right. So that's so I've shown you my dice collection. Anybody who says you have too many dice, nonsense. You can never have enough dice. That's what I always say. In fact, I was just in here. Like I said, I showed you a couple weeks ago. I bought my wife some more dice, the precision dice, which are beautiful, from Brain Foam Games. Foam Brain. I'm sorry, Foam Brain. Maybe if they sponsor us, I'll get it right. We're working on hint, hint, nudge, nudge. Okay. And then we had the gorgeous dice that I bought for my soon-to-be daughter-in-law, which were the metal dice. And of course, you guys saw my son's 100-sided blue and silver metal die, which was amazing. He carries it around with us like a golf ball that weighs a ton. But anyway, so just to kind of recap a couple things, these are just some of the things that you can do. If you want to paint your own miniatures, you can. The Collective has a beautiful wall of miniatures up there. They're pre-primered, monsters and characters, because some of the monster races like half-orcs and such are now allowed in the game. You've got the various paints. They carry both the army painter and the Citadel color, a wide variety. They have paint sets to help you out, to get you started. They have brushes. I didn't bring any of the brushes out there because that's a personal preference, and there's so many of them that you just got to come and just play with them and see what you're comfortable with. Their dice selection is amazing, and they're constantly getting new dice in. And let me tell you something. You can get them for less than this. You can get a nice set of beginner dice for less than the number of fingers that I'm holding up right now. That's no joke. Okay, so it's not some crazy, you have to go out there and spend a lot of money to get started in the game. Player's handbook, some dice, maybe some cards, and that's awesome. Oh, Steven, would you do me a favor before I finish? Could you bring me the tins? The tins?
Yeah, but I want to show people that you're not lying.
No, I'm not lying. Look, I'm going to show you this. I normally don't do this, but take a look at that price. That's actually,
come on.
look. $3.99. I normally don't do this, but I show you all these dice and you're like, oh my gosh, that guy's crazy. Well, I ain't listening to him no more. But listen, and they come in a lot of different colors. These are white. They come in blue, red, just about every basic color. They're really nice. Yes, please. And I forgot to bring out the character tins, but I'm going to do that. But in the meantime, so the player's handbook, here it is, the character sheets. My favorite set of dice that have come out in a set is that rim of the Frost Maiden. They only have this one set. I keep showing it, and I might just end up getting it, but my son has it, so I don't want to copy him. But here we go. So these are the tins I was just talking about. These are the character tins, something that just came out new. And I'm going to open one up. These are actually belong to Danny and I think Josh. So inside of them, you have a neat little place for dice. Okay. Here. A neat little place that you can have dice. These are their personal, so I'm not going to mess with them, but I just want to show them. Okay. And an awesome thing about it is, so this is Ortic. Okay. This is the warrior. This is Ortic. That's what you can do on this. So here you have a place for your name, for your maximum hit points, your armor class, what your initiative modifier is, your speed and walking, some of your weapon attacks, how many hit points you have. And the neat thing about this is you can just take this Now this is wet erase, so there it goes. And it's gone. And you just change it as you want. This is your reckless attack, your rage damage, how many times you can rage. And this is a barbarian. This is suited for a barbarian. It comes with a nice little felt in the back, so it's really nice. Okay. By comparison, this one is for what is this one for? Indomitable Action Surge, Second Wind. Okay. So this is the fighter. So, excuse me. That was the barbarian, and this is the fighter. I have to look at it but the character name, once again, the weapon attacks. The difference here is that fighters have an ability called Second Wind, which allows them to roll a d10 and add their level. And it's kind of like they take this, kind of like what we said when we catch our Second Wind. Action Surges and then Indomitable. And this allows you to keep track of all your information. Danny erased his and made it all clean so that you can see it. And while Ortic, which is Josh's, is still, as you can see, filled out. So I wanted you to see these real quick. They come for all the different character classes: Wizard, Sorcerer, Warlock, the Bard, the Cleric, the Druid, the Paladin, the Ranger, the Rogue. If I forgot somebody, hey, don't spell me. It's not my fault. I can't remember everything. Well, I tried to, but I think I got them all. All right. So anyway, now you've seen it all. Well, maybe not all, because there's a lot more to Dungeons and Dragons than just this, but I think this is enough for one day. So players, there's a lot of things that you can do. As always, thank you for your time. It's been wonderful sharing with you, and I will see you next week at John's Dungeon Corner, where I'm going to be probably covering all the Dungeon Master things. All right? So until then, happy adventuring.
I gotta cut it off. All right, folks. Well, that was John's Dungeon Corner. Come back on next Thursday for the next John's Dungeon Corner. Come back later tonight for Board Game Night with Zoe, which will be, I believe, we're doing Tiny Towns. So that starts at 7 p.m.
Oh, you know something? Micah, thank you. Yeah, it's taken me a little bit to get it. I didn't buy these all in one day, so thank you. I didn't see it because it's covered up by something there, but appreciate you.
All right, guys. That's been John's Dungeon Corner. We'll see you next week. Bye.